Everyone loves a big, brawny SUV. The Toyota Fortuner, Skoda Kodiaq and MG Gloster have been the crowd favorites in this space. However, Volkswagen is making a comeback in this segment with not just a three-row SUV, but something that also knows how to go fast while keeping the family happy. The new Volkswagen Tayron is the brand's first model for this year and fills in the void left by the Tiguan Allspace all those years ago. Three-row SUV based on the Tiguan R-Line. While that is supposed to be a sportier unit and fully imported in India, this one is now locally assembled. That means it can pack more features, of course offer a third row space and maybe a lower price tag as well. The promise here is stronger, a proper family SUV that can do a lot more than just carry more people. While Siddharth exclusively drove the car internationally some time ago, this is the India spec version that you will be getting at your dealership very soon, and here's what you get with the car. The Tayron comes to India in a single-spec, fully loaded R-Line trim. Much like the Tiguan R-Line, it gets sportier elements on the exterior and interior to give it a sharper appearance. The front profile is nearly identical to the Tiguan R-Line, except for the slightly tweaked grille. The illuminated VW logo graces the front, with the LED DRL running across the width of the car. The R detailing sits on the grille, while the bumper gets the blacked out treatment with large air intakes. Volkswagen has equipped the Tayron R-Line with HD Matrix LED IQ lights, which not only provide better illumination, but also custom animation patterns at the front and rear. Now, up till the C-pillar, the Tayron is identical to the Tiguan R-Line, but what you really see is a longer wheelbase here. It's about 109mm longer compared to the Tiguan, and that means more space on the inside of the car. In fact, the position beyond the C-pillar also changes. You have a larger overhang here, and the haunches here do add a muscular feel. Overall, the larger design is actually softer than the Tiguan. I do like it, and more family oriented. So softer lines, slightly more curvy in nature, and while it integrates the Volkswagen design very well, I think this one is more plain in that sense. The rear gets a completely new look with the connected lights and combination tail lamps. The detailing is fantastic, adding to the premium quotient on the SUV. The Tayron R-Line is not only longer, but also stands wider and taller than its 5-seater sibling, improving overall space. It packs more features and is the more premium cabin, which certainly feels a better fit for the price. The cabin on the Tayron R-Line feels very premium. It's a good mix of functionality with substance, and I do like the way the whole thing is laid out. You have these soft touch materials on the dashboard, felt lining here. In fact, the door storage spaces also get felt lining, which I think is a very nice touch to have, and everything around the cabin feels sturdy. It's also tech friendly, like I said. So you have a 10.25-inch digital screen for the driver, and you have a massive 15-inch screen for the infotainment system. When it comes to ergonomics, I think the seats are just fantastic. I have ample of under-thigh support. In fact, these seats come with 12-way adjustability, and they also get ventilation, heated and cold both. In fact, the seats come with massage function, and I think this is one of the nicest massage features that I have experienced in a mass premium car or anywhere but under 60 lakh rupees. I think this, in that sense, is a fantastic package and very driver friendly too. The positioning is nice, I have a good view of the road, and I do get in and out of the car very easily. But I do have a pain point here. Well, not nearly everything with this generation of Volkswagen cars have all the controls embedded into the touchscreen system. That includes the climate control, the radio, navigation, everything is inside this. There are no shortcuts either, and that I think could have been done better, because it gets distracting to use, and I feel that is something that we need to go back to physical buttons, and that's probably one of the fewer things that I do not like. The screen in itself is actually quite nice. You also get wireless charging right there. You have 2 pads right there, decent space with cup holders, and of course space under the armrest as well. The third row is best reserved for children and young adults. Calling it a squeeze for older folks would be an understatement. But it is the second row that benefits the most from the longer wheelbase. I am 6'2", and I have to say this is quite a comfortable space to be in. I have a massive panoramic sunroof and headroom is still great. Legroom is fantastic and underthigh support is good too. I can stretch my legs up front and this is actually quite a nice place to be in. I get 3-zone climate control, so I have your AC vents here with my individual controls. I have Type-C charging ports and I also get these armrests with the rather interesting cup holders right there. But that's not all. You see, these seats come with the sliding function. So in case I have people behind me, they will be comfortable too. And I also get the reclining function up to 15 degrees and that should make things even easier on longer drives. The second row can seat 3 in comfort, but the tunnel eats up into the center passenger's leg space. I'm driving the new Tayron R-Line in scenic Jaisalmer and I have to say the location does make a big difference. Smooth roads and quite winding, and yes, the kind of car you would want to bring here and drive. And in that sense, the performance is right up there where you want it to be. The 2-liter engine makes about 201 brake horsepower, 320 Nm of peak torque. Power goes to all 4 wheels via 7-speed automatic transmission. That combination is just flawless. I think the way the car behaves is fantastic. It's not a very tall car and I think that makes a big difference because handling particularly is quite on point. Lane changes are sharp, the steering feedback is quite sharp, and that is exactly what you would want in a car this size. And I think what really makes a big difference is just how eager it is not only to get up to higher speeds but how stable it gets at higher speeds. We do triple digit numbers very easily. You can cruise at 80 very comfortably and you will see about 8 to 10 kilometers per liter if you drive sedately in terms of fuel efficiency. What I really have grown to like on the car and the engine itself is the sheer performance. There is light turbo lag right at the bottom, but beyond that, I never really find this engine to be problematic in any way at all. I think this is one of the nicer engines that you can drive and the combination with the Tayron really works. In terms of ride quality, I think Volkswagen has nailed it quite well. Now we are mostly driving on well-paved roads, but even on the off-road sections where we did take the car, I think the Tayron worked flawlessly well. It gobbles up bad roads easily, it gobbles up gravel, potholes, all of that very, very easily. The Tayron R-Line is fast, proper kicking your guts in the seat fast. There are multiple drive modes to choose from, letting you switch from comfort to sport and even off-road. The all-wheel drive helps put all that power on the ground effectively. The front rises as you step on the accelerator with a 100 km/h mark coming up in just 7.3 seconds. The top speed is restricted to 224 km/h. Should a family car have so much power? Yes, that is always the answer. Talking about the things that could have been better on the Tayron R-Line. Well, for starters, yes, third row space could have been better. It's best for kids, but if you want to have 7 people regularly in the car, maybe look at something else. On the plus side, you have better legroom for the second row and of course acres of space in terms of boot capacity. The other thing that could have been better is definitely the camera quality. I think that's a Volkswagen issue. I see that on the Tiguan as well and on Tiguan as well. And the 360-degree camera quality in that sense doesn't feel like a premium car. It doesn't feel like a car that's nearly 50 lakh rupees. And I think that's one thing that could have been better. In fact, cars like the Kia Ceros and even the Hyundai Venue, which are like substantially cheaper, are offering you better camera quality in general. So those things could have been better. I also feel that a car like this one should get something like the Boss mode, where essentially you have controls on the front passenger side for the rear passengers to operate. You see it on the XUV 7XO and a lot of other cars now. And for a car that's really positioning itself as a family car, as a people mover in India especially, this would be a nice comfort feature or luxury feature to have, because a lot of people owning the Tayron R-Line would also be chauffeur driven. So for those passengers, I think having that Boss mode would have been really nice. Even if it's a manual lever doing the job, would have been really nice to see that. The Tayron R-Line is big on safety with 9 airbags, ESC, hill ascent and descent control, as well as level 2 ADAS. Braking performance complements the powerful motor well, and the car comes to a halt without any drama. The Tayron R-Line isn't as imposing as its rivals, nor is the third row comfortable for adults. What it loses out in terms of road presence, it certainly makes up in performance. If you are looking for something a little exclusive and a lot more fun, the Tayron R-Line is something that will appeal to you. The Tayron R-Line is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Drive it leisurely to drop the kids to school, but have fun on the way back. That's the dual personality it offers. Can it ruffle the feathers of its rivals? Now that's a story for another day.